Is my voice audible to all? Okay. Only 3 people are there in the class. What about others? Somebody has joined and logged off. Ah, it's weekend, that's right. Okay, so very quickly, our today's class is on management of human resource, and the topics which we are covering in today's class is the concept of human resources, information system, objectives of human resources information system, the concept behind designing a human resource information system, applications of human resource information system, functional components of human resource information system, steps in human resource information system implementation, benefits and limitations of human resource information system, the total quality management part, why we need total quality management, and the Kaizen concept for continuous improvement, the philosophy behind that. So these are the topics which we are seeing in today's class. So why we need a human resource information system? We need a human resource information system to manage the data pertaining to human resource. Whenever any new employees join the organization, keeping the data about that particular employee, their telephone numbers are located to them, their blood groups, their salary packages, their grades. So managing all those data technically into a software system, not only of one city but of one region or of one country. So that is a very big challenge, and keeping that data up to date, number one. Number two, you can access that particular data from across the globe or across the country or across the city. Anywhere you can access that particular data by logging in into that human resource information system. That is the reason and the concept behind that human resource information system. Whenever any new policies or whenever any new guidelines is being issued for the employees, if it is updated in the system, say at one place, simultaneously it gets updated at other places also. So that is the concept behind human resource information system. Now let's start with that. You understand the basic concept of human resource information system, why there is a need for a human resource information system? Okay. So in this particular PPT, we'll be seeing the definition of human resource information system and provide examples of how it can be used in a variety of human resource functions. Understand why project management is critical in the integration of human resource information system. Apply the basics of project management to an human resource information system integration. The purpose of the lesson is why we need, what we need, how we need, and if we need, then why we need it. So these are the 4 elementary questions behind why we need the human resource information system, what we need in the system, how we can design the system, and if there is a need for it starts from here basically. If we need, then what is the reason behind needing, then what we need in that system, then how we will design that system. Then again second question arises, why are these two topics together? That means human resource information system or HRIS, and second is the project management. Project management, you all know, project management is nothing but managing a project. What does a project manager do? Project manager is responsible for getting the project completed with the defined number of resources within a defined budget at a defined time. That is a project. Project can be any project. Suppose I am taking up a class. Right now my project is to complete this particular topic of human resource information system within 1 hour's time on VisIQ portal. And who are my customers? You people are my customers, or you people are my students. So that is my project. There is a certain budget defined for this project, that I have been allocated that much amount of budget. Now I have to get you people understand this particular topic within the particular time period and within the defined budget. So that is a project. So managing, how I can manage you, whether I can show you some examples, whether I can show you some videos, whether I share some case studies, whether I play some quizzes with you. So it's my job to get completed this project successfully. And how can this project be successful? This project can be successful if all you people understands what I am teaching in the class. So this is a small example of project management. Clear to all? Everybody? What about the others? Is it clear to everybody? Okay. Now moving ahead. Then human resource information system. Then what will be covered in this class? What is human resource information system? How is it used in organizations? The history of human resource information system. The project management cycle, project management tools and skills. Then integrating an HRIS across cultures, integration process, integration issues. So HRIS is defined. HRIS can be briefly defined as integrated system used to gather, store and analyze information regarding an organization's human resources. One which is used to acquire, store, manipulate, analyze, retrieve and distribute information about an organization's human resources. So it can be briefly defined as an integrated system used to store and analyze information regarding an organization's human resources. That means managing all the data pertaining to the employees within the organization. That is the role of this human resource information system. When one which is used to acquire, store, manipulate, analyze, retrieve and distribute information about an organization human resources. That means you can record the information, you can edit the information, you can update the information, you can analyze the information, you can distribute the information, and you can retrieve the information. So this is what you can do with the information. That means you can record it, you can update it, you can edit it, you can analyze it, you can distribute, and you can retrieve it. So not just technology, HRIS is not limited to the computer hardware and software applications that comprises the technical part of the system. It also includes the people, policies, procedures and data required to manage the HR function. That means human resource information system is not only related to the technical, that means the hardware and the software part. It also includes the policies, procedures and data required to manage the HR function. Then let us see some of the history of HRIS, from how this HRIS has evolved. Personal, old term for human resource, historically isolated from core organizational functions. Then record keeping, name, address, phone, employment history. Then between 1945 and 1960, human capital issues, employee morale, formal selection and development, no real changes from earlier days. Then in the early 1960s to 1980s, personnel become HR. HR was seen as key in organizations. Government and regulatory agencies increased reporting requirements, affirmative action. Still, HRIS was used mostly for keeping administrative records. Then contemporary HRIS, large and small businesses are utilizing HRIS. Personal computers have made HRIS available and affordable for many size firms. HRIS has evolved from simple record keeping to complex analytical tools to assist management decision making. Clear to all? That means you can, with the help of this human resource information system, as the name suggests, you can access it from anywhere, you can store it anywhere, you can edit the records anytime, you can update the records anytime. For example, suppose if somebody left the organization, then you have to delete the information pertaining to that employee. So that is also the facility available with HRIS information. In most of the systems, it uniquely generates one number that is called as the employee number. So there is a series of numbers in the increasing order. So as soon as you enter a new name into the system, it will automatically generate a unique number, and that will be the number required as per the requirement given by you. The system is designed like in most of the organizations you will see a number written as S1004 or it's written as S0126. So it depends from company to company how they want a series of employee number to be generated. Then who uses HRIS and how is it used? HR professionals, reporting and compliance, payroll and compensation analysis, benefits administration, applicant tracking and skills inventory. Then functional managers, performance management and appraisal, recruitment and resume processing, team and project management, training and skill testing, and management development. So this is what the system can do. That means HR performance they generate reports and they can check the compliance issues. They can check the payroll and compensation analysis. The benefits administration they will take care of. The applicant tracking skills inventory they will take care of. Then functional managers, performance management and appraisal, recruitment and resume processing, team and project management, training and skill testing, and management development. Then who uses HRIS and how is it used? The individual employees uses HRIS. It can be used through self-service benefit options, career planning, and training and development. Then benefits of HRIS: increased efficiency, more transactions with fewer resources, increased effectiveness, more accurate information, and simplification of processes. Then HRIS terminology: generic term referring to any information system used for obtaining relevant and timely information on which to base human resource decisions. Then enterprise resource planning: software system that integrates several data sources and processes it into a unified system. An ERP system provides the functions of at least two separate systems, that is accounting and inventory management. Okay. So why you need these systems? You need these systems because if you want to generate the detailed report, so if you have all the details entered properly into a system as per your requirement, you can generate the report anytime, and that generation of report will help you in decision making. So that is the concept behind HRIS. Okay, so just let us take a minute or two break. I'm just going to the bathroom, then I'll come back and I'll join the class again. Okay. So let's move ahead. Now comes the project management part. So project management is a carefully planned and organized effort to accomplish a specific task in a desired time period. A project is a series of tasks and activities that has a stated goal and objectives, the schedule with defined start and end dates, and a budget that sets limits on the project dedicated and the use of resources. Then projects are characterized by a group of people, a goal, limited time and money, level of uncertainty regarding achievement. Then what is the process of project management? Life cycle: defining, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. In defining part, you decide what will be the scope of the project. In planning part, you decide who, what, when and with what resources. In executing part, you organize people, allocate resources and schedule tasks. In monitoring and controlling, you track progress and take corrective actions. And in closing part, you complete the project and evaluate it. So, the project management life cycle: one is project initiation, then comes project planning, then comes project execution, and then comes project closure. So how you start on the project? What steps you follow when starting a project? You get business requirement for implementation. Then what you do? You get the approval from the concerned authority whether to go ahead with this project or not. Then you get the business requirement for implementation. Then you get the approval from the concerned authority whether to go ahead with this project or not. Once you get the approval, you decide the time taken decides the timeline for project completion. Number one. Then once you first decides the timeline for project completion, then you decide budget, then you decide resources needed. Resources, two types. One is the hardware software resources, another is the manpower. Then what you do? Once you get the approval to go ahead, from the stakeholders, you make a plan for accomplishing the project. Then once you get the approval to go ahead from the stakeholders, you make a plan for accomplishing the project. Then after making the plan, you make technical design, you make functional design. You do documentation. Then you develop software code. Then you test, then you deploy. Once it is deployed successfully, you release the resources does the final documentation and completes the project by submitting the final documentation to the. Once it is deployed successfully, you release the resources, does the final documentation and completes the project by submitting the final documentation to the concerned authority. So this is a project management process. This is how you move while developing a project. Clear to all? Okay. So now moving ahead. Okay. So this is certain of the some of the processes which is being followed is initiation phase, definition phase, design phase, development phase, implementation phase, and follow-up phase. Then what is the linear process of waterfall model? Cyclical project management. So software development is a creative process, impossible to identify all requirements beforehand, difficult to estimate amount of time necessary for implementation. Intermediate results must be tested by users throughout the entire project. So initiation phase, then defining phase, then designing phase, then follow-up phase. So this is similar what I have told you right now. That is the process which is being followed in a day-to-day jobs. Now again, Gantt chart is one of the tools to monitor the status of the project. Like suppose if in an organization there are 6 projects going on: project 1, project 2, project 3, project 4, project 5, and project 6. There is a start date, there is an end date to the project. Duration in number of hours, how much time it will take. So this will help you. Now this particular Gantt chart report is meant for the IT head or some manager level position in the IT. They want to just keep a track of status that how much project is completed. And this shows, suppose if where I am clicking right now, this project is being started in January, and this project has to be completed in the month of May. That means here, but project has been completed up till this part. So it has to go a long way, and it has to get it completed by not May, it is probably 2nd of July. It needs to be get completed here. So this particular type of Gantt tools, like Gantt chart, is one of the tools to trace the status of the project, how far the project has reached till now. Event chain displays how one event is related to another event, how one activity is dependent on another activity, and this activity dependent on another activity. So this is an event chain. Some of the project management software, desktop, they have Microsoft Project or MS Project, then Cerebral Project. Web-based project management softwares are Project Insight, Task. Open source softwares are Kplato, Open Workbench, Project. Then managing projects and HRIS. So what are the control factors? Time, money, quality, organization, and information. Then project stakeholders and tasks, the project sponsor, then organizational management. Then all these things I have already told you in the starting. So this is they are basically in these PPTs they want to clarify that how project is started, how it moves. What are the skills of the project managers? Analytical skill, people skill, problem solving skill, leader expertise, context knowledge, communication skill, and administrative expertise. So these are the skills which a project manager must have so as to get the project completed on time. Then integrating HRIS systems, project management expertise, HR knowledge, foundation business knowledge, understanding of the organization. Then 5 phases in an HRIS implementation: initiation, planning, executing, controlling, and closure evaluation. Initiation means feasibility study, establish charter, set up project office, review. Then planning, resource plan, people, financial time, quality, risk, communication, procurement of materials, contact suppliers, contingency plan, and perform review of planning phase. That means how many people are required, what will you communicate, how you can procure the materials required, the suppliers. The contingency plan means, like, suppose if project fails or if something happens due to which project does not get success, then what is an alternative plan for that? What is plan B? If plan A fails, what is plan B? That is the contingency plan. Then performance review. Then from time to time you need to set up some milestones in between the project so as to monitor how far the project has reached. Then doing the project, building the deliverables, monitor and control, time, cost, quality, risk, resources, acceptance, and communications. Then project execution, issues management, change process, and review of project execution. Then project control, set baselines, measures progress performance, compare, plan actual, take action. Then closure evaluation, project closure, project review, project evaluations, and lessons learned. Then the specifics of project management to an HRIS integration. Again, initiation of the project, then you plan, then you execute, then you control, and then the closure or evaluation part. Then engagement exercise. Create a list of critical risks and implementation as a team or individually. Create an outline of how each of phase of project management is effective. Then the HRIS What are the administrative uses of the HRIS? You need to monitor the training information, recruitment, media response, current information, medical information, and global administration. From the applicant tracking and screening, skills matching, appraisals, feedback, manpower planning, succession planning, skills monitoring, training needs analysis, and global analysis part. Size, what is the organizational structure, the HRIS time in use. HR has limited IT and analytical skills. IT has limited HR skills. Then application of HRIS, the strategic management, the workforce planning and employment, and the human resource development. I mean, these are all the things which needs to be covered in that particular HRIS application. The employee information, legal aspects of data, what information should be gathered, how should data be safeguarded. That means the security constraints. The privacy directly related to job, need to know basis, and social. So this brings us to the end of the HRIS part. Clear to all up till now? Okay. Any doubts? Any questions? Anybody wants to ask anything? Okay. Total quality management part. Then the session plan is introduction to the concepts of total quality management, standards and total quality management reasons for failure, total quality management reasons for failure and measures of quality. Just a second. Sorry, yes, just move it. So total quality management is a philosophy which applies equally to all parts of the organization. Total quality management can be viewed as an extension of the traditional approach to quality. So total quality management places the customer at the forefront of quality decision making. So greater emphasis on the roles and responsibilities of every member of staff within an organization to influence quality. All staff is to keep a check on the quality of products which you are manufacturing, number one, and the quality of work which your employees are doing. So how you can monitor the quality of work which they are doing? By making your policies strong, by making your rules and regulations strong, by keep on monitoring the roles and responsibilities which has been allocated to the employees within the organization, that whether they are performing as per the requirement or not. So these are the ways through which you monitor the performance of the employees. So total quality management is doing things right. How you can do things right? By following the guidelines, by following the process. Clear to all? Everybody? Okay. Now moving ahead. We are not getting into that. So what are the elements of total quality management? One is first is leadership. That means top management vision, planning and support. Employee involvement. All employees assume responsibility for the quality of their work. Third, product process excellence. That means involves the process for continuous improvement. A concept that recognizes that quality improvement is a journey with no end, and that there is a need for continually looking for new approaches for improving quality. Then customer focus on fitness for use. Design quality is specific characteristics of a product that determine its value in the marketplace. Conformance quality, that means the degree to which a product meets its design specifications. So these are the elements of total quality management. So total quality management and the organizational culture change. In traditional approach, there is a lack of communication, there is a control of staff, there is inspection and firefighting, internal focus on rules, stability seeking, adversarial relations, allocating blame. Then total quality management, open communication, empowerment, prevention, external focus on customer, continuous improvement, cooperative relations, and solving problems at their roots. So expectations, perceptions is get into that part. So total quality management is a continuous improvement process. That means a philosophy that seeks to make never-ending improvements to the and how you implement total quality management. Successful implementation of total quality management requires total integration of total quality management in day-to-day operations. Then cause of total quality management implementation failures: lack of focus on strategic planning and core competencies, obsolete, outdated organizational cultures. Then what are the obstacles to implementing total quality management? A lack of a company-wide defining of quality, lack of formalized strategic plan for change, lack of customer focus, poor inter-organizational communication, lack of real employee empowerment, lack of employee trust in senior management, view of the quality program as a quick fix, drive for short-term financial results, and politics and turf issues. Then how do you keep a check that whether you are continuously making an improvement or not? So how you keep a check on that whether you are continuously improving in your work or not? You do a PDCA check. That means plan, do, check and act. You make plans, you do something, you keep a check on that and you act. So this is how you monitor the performance. Then recognizing and rewarding quality, promotion of high quality goods and services. Then comes the total quality management, quality awards, common elements. All take holistic approach, customers, people, measurable characteristics and visible basis taken from total quality management. So this brings us to the end of this total quality management part. So total quality management, as we have seen, is nothing but to keep a check that with whatever processes you are following within the organization, whatever policies you have within the organization, whatever roles and responsibilities that have been allocated to the employees within the organization, to keep a check that whether those particular qualities are being met or not. Because if qualities are good, it will give you a good result. How we can check the qualities, whether the employees are coming on time or not, whether they are following the policies which is being enforced in the organization or not. So by enforcing these things and by continuously monitoring and keep on checking that with the help of that PDCA diagram, that the company is progressing. If company is progressing, then the business will progress. If business will progress, employees' salary will progress. So all depends on the company's how you perform. If you perform well within the company, your company will rise. If your company will rise, you will get benefited from that. So that is the whole sole purpose of this total quality management. Clear to all? Any doubts, anybody till now? Okay. Now moving on to the last part of today's class, that is Kaizen philosophy. Kaizen philosophy is a Japanese word, as we have seen in the previous slide. Kaizen philosophy is a Japanese word for which means continuous improvement. So what is Kaizen? Kaizen means improvement. It is a Japanese workplace philosophy which focuses on making continuous small improvements which keep a business at the top of its field. The philosophy involves everyone in the organization, managers and workers alike, and urges them to make never-ending efforts for improvement. For example, in Japanese companies such as Toyota and Canon, several suggestions per employee are written down, shared and implemented. So Kaizen is a philosophy which means continuous improvement. And through this philosophy, it tries to engage everyone within the organization, whether it is a manager or it's a junior employee or it's a senior employee. Through this philosophy, they want to engage everyone for the betterment of the organization. Then let us see the origin, how from where the Kaizen word has originated. The foundation of Kaizen was laid in Japan after the Second World War, when the country was attempting to rebuild infrastructure and rethink many systems. Several American experts on workplace improvement, including W. Edwards Deming and Joseph Joren, came to Japan to lecture and teach. Using information from these individuals regarding the TWI training within industry programs, the concept of Kaizen began to be formed, and it took off in the 1950s. What are the key principles? The first is a heavy reliance on teamwork, in which everyone's opinion is valued and considered. Workers also have strong personal discipline, and morale in factories must workers also have strong personal discipline, and morale in factories must improve under Kaizen. Third point is workers should also be confident about offering suggestions for improvements even when a system appears to be functioning adequately. Then Kaizen recognizes that there is always room for improvement. And finally, the system uses quality circles, workers groups who meet and work together to solve problems and came up with innovative changes. So these are the principles on which Kaizen is laid down. First is the teamwork. It believes in teamwork. Then there should be a strong personal discipline. Third, workers should be confident about offering suggestions. According to this philosophy, Kaizen's philosophy, there is always a chance for improvement. Fifth is the system uses quality circles, worker groups, and who keeps on meeting and working together to solve problems and come up with some innovative changes. Then Kaizen encompasses many of the components of Japanese businesses that have been seen as a part of their success. So some of these concepts inspired by Kaizen are 5S, the Deming or Shewhart cycle, that is PDCA, the quality circle, and Kanban. Clear to all till now? Then what are the 5S in Kaizen? First is to sort, second is to set in order, third is to shine, fourth is to standardize, and fifth is self-discipline. Kanban is nothing but Kanban is just a concept. It is the name of the concept. Now what exactly that concept is, that we have to take it differently, because that's altogether a different topic. That is one of the concepts meant for monitoring the improvement process, because the concept behind Kaizen is to monitor whether to see that whether the company or employee's performance is improving or not. So Kanban is one of the defined processes through which we can monitor the progress part. It's a defined process. Okay, Mohammed? Then comes the Kaizen cycle. So first part we have already seen, that means the PDCA cycle. PDCA is plan, do, check and act, also known as the Deming or Shewhart cycle. And third, it is a continuous and never-ending process, that is cyclic. So in what you do, in the first step, you plan a change or a test aimed at improvement, collect data and establish a timetable. Second, you do implement the change or test on a small scale. Third, you check the result of your actions. What did you learn? Fourth, you act, you apply the change or abandon it, or run through the cycle again under different conditions. So you plan, you do, you check, and you act. Then moving ahead. Quality Circle. So Quality Circle is a volunteer group composed of employees who are trained to identify, analyze and solve work-related problems and present their solutions to the management. So this improves the performance of the organization while also motivating and enriching the work of employees. First established in Japan in 1962 in the Nippon Wireless and Telegraph Company, it quickly became popular and spread to more than 35 companies in the first year. So Quality Cycle is a group of people who are experienced within the organization, who pursue the skills of analyzing things, identifying things. They have the problem solving skills. So group of these people continuously keeps on monitoring the employees, the processes within the organization, and suggesting different ways for the betterment part, whether from technological perspective or from financial perspective or from process perspective or from administration perspective. So group of the job role of these people is to suggest the change for betterment. Okay, Kanban. Yes, Mohammed, you are asking Kanban. So Kanban meaning signboard or billboard is a concept related to lean and just-in-time production. So the concept got shaped when Toyota observed how supermarkets operate and only necessary inventory. So signboards clearly indicate to shoppers where what is stocked so the customers can shop efficiently and complete their shopping in time. For a lean and efficient system, it is required that the production is determined according to the actual demand. In situations where supply time is lengthy and demand is difficult to forecast, the best one can do is to respond quickly to observed demand. So this is where a Kanban system can help. It works as a communication system which immediately provides information about changed demand to the entire supply chain. Then we are not getting into that Toyota part because we have already run out of time. We are only seeing the important aspects of the Kaizen. So what are the key benefits of Kaizen? It's widely applicable, can be used in both manufacturing and non-manufacturing environments, highly effective and result oriented. Kaizen events will generate quick results, measurable results, establish the baseline and measure the change. Higher operational efficiency, reduces wastage like inventory waste, time waste, workers' motion, improves space utilization and product quality. A learning experience, every member of a Kaizen team will walk away from the event learning something new. Encourages big picture thing, results in higher employee morale and job satisfaction and lower turnover. So why Kaizen works well for some? It has been suggested that Kaizen works particularly well in Japan because it has a collective culture and Kaizen relies on collective values. The focus is more on improvement and refinement of existing methods rather newer innovations. So people in more individualistic cultures may struggle with some of the basic principles of Kaizen. Kaizen idea of improvement is contrary to the beliefs of some Westerners who place a high value on the achievement and maintenance of perfection. So Kaizen can be applied to real life also. Consider the case of a student bag. The items can be classified into notes and assignments, stationery, pens, notepads, etc. Other items like calculators, pen drive, etc. Regular checking of the stationery items ensures that the note making is not affected due to lack of stationery. Keeping notes and assignments organized enables faster access to them. Overall checking of bag at regular intervals ensure that no necessary items are missing. So to conclude, Kaizen or continuous improvement should be a part of our everyday life. The concept is simple, but if properly applied can lead to significant efficiency improvements for organizations. Kaizen and its associated concepts like PDCA, Kanban and quality circles have been critical to the success of large organizations like Toyota, Canon and Nippon. So that brings us to the end of this particular slide as well as to the end of the class as well. So is it clear to all, everybody? So we have seen three things today. We have seen the human resource information system, that is HRIS. We have seen the total quality management, and we have seen the Kaizen philosophy. So very quickly, any questions, any doubts? Anybody wants to ask anything? Just go ahead. Sandeep says yes, it's clear to him. Rajiv says no. What? Any questions with anybody? Okay. Okay, so thank you all for your time. Hope everybody have enjoyed today's class. And just do give your feedback after the class. So we'll be meeting on Monday again with some new class. Okay. So thank you all for your time. Take care. Bye bye. नेहा लेकिन दरवाजा उठा दे वाला